Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, episode 152 of the American Reveille Podcast. Guys, I am pissed the hell off. Facebook and YouTube, they both banned me for a length of time within an hour of each other, just as one of my videos from before was starting to pick up, just as people were starting to talk about the Reveille. Every time we start breaking 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 times, whack, big tech comes out of nowhere and bitch smacks us right down. Well, I'm going to tell you something, big tech. You want to smack me? Well, I'll smack you back. Let's do a controversial episode, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biden, Presidente Joe Biden, wannabe, running around, running his mouth, his senile mouth. Terrorism from white supremacy is the most lethal threat to the homeland. I'm going to tell you something. I'm no fan of neo-Nazis. Throw them all in jail. I'm the biggest Jew you'll find out here right now. Well, maybe not as big and wealthy as Mr. Ben Shapiro, but I'm on the totem pole somewhere in the Judaism scale. I'm going to tell you something. The neo-Nazis, you can lock them up. I don't give a crap. But one thing I am going to tell you I'm a friend of. I'm a friend of the facts, ladies and gentlemen. You've known me long enough to know I'm a friend of the truth. So this episode, we're going to talk about the real lethal threat to the homeland. In fact, I'm going to talk about one of the most lethal threats to the black community. And that comes straight from these white leftist politicians, ladies and gentlemen. It comes from abortions. That's right, folks. We're going to bring this in, this Joe Biden quote, this crap he's talking about, all the crap he's running. We're going to bring it in. We're going to talk about it. We're going to bring it in. And then I'm going to show you the numbers. I'm going to show you the facts. I'm going to show you what his policies, what the left's policies actually do to the black community. YouTube, Facebook, all y'all, you want to screw around? Let's screw around. Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, episode 152 of the American Reveille Podcast. I am extra salty today. It's hot as hell up here in the Pacific Northwest, folks. It's been in the 80s. We don't have air conditioner here in the studio. We don't have air conditioner anywhere. So I'm sweating. My wife's out there sweating somewhere. Kids out there sweating somewhere. We're all sweating. By the time this podcast episode's over, I'm going to be wearing a wet tank top here. Don't worry. I won't take my shirt off. I won't give you that scare show. It's terrifying. Guys, I'm not 20 anymore. It is what it is. Listen, YouTube, they screwed me. Of course they screwed me. I'm on the right. Facebook screwed me yet again. Of course they screwed me. I'm on the right. But they did it together. Ooh, that's extra fun feeling, ladies and gentlemen. It's extra fun feeling. We're already getting shafted with censorship. We're already getting a hard time distributing everything everywhere. We already have to put people out on the street in cities, pass out flyers and sticker places. That's the only way we're going to get the word out, and we're going to be doing a lot more of that coming soon. All right? But these folks piss me off, huh? Us little guys, we can't get a little bite, huh? We can't get up there. We can't get the information out. We can't show our talent to the other conservatives and libertarians out there that might want to see what we have to say, that might want to see one of their peers rise up to the cream a little bit and show their chops, that might want to see somebody with some credentials put some facts out. No. We have to control the spread of information, ladies and gentlemen. 1984, Big Brother, they're right here. They're watching. They're listening right now. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? They make you into a conspiracy theorist. Every day, I feel more and more like Alex Jones. In 5 freaking days, I'm going to be sitting here going, the lizard people are coming. I'm going to have 19 DUIs because I don't have any DUIs. Just joking around, Alex. He's got a lot more money than me, so he could sue me too. Listen, guys. Listen, you want to sit here and report this right? In my chair, in my position, I want to sit here and I want to entertain you, right? But I want to try to give you facts. I want to try to give you, so I try to stay away from a lot of the crazy stuff. Well, what they would consider crazy, right? But then, man, these coincidences, they just keep happening and happening and happening. And what's Steve Bannon say? So there's no such thing as coincidence, something. There's a whole quote he says that I like. I forgot what it was, but you know, they grind you from both ends. You watch your view count. You watch it go 1,000, 900, 800, 700. Then you tell people about it and they look at you like you're insane, like you're imagining it, but it's happening. It's happening. They can't take down Ben Shapiro. But if they take down all of the next Ben Shapiros, all of the next Dan Bonginos, all of the next Rush Limbaughs that are out there, it's not just me. There's hundreds of me out there that are reporting fantastic, great stuff. And they're getting shafted. They're getting shafted. That's why we need you to spread the word, folks. That's why we need you to be fans, but also share the word, spread the word, talk about what we do. All right? Look, obviously, subscribing and hitting notification buttons don't mean much on YouTube, but they mean a lot on Rumble, on Odyssey, on BitChute, on Gab TV. All right, you know where to find me. Take a look. I'm going to try something new in a lot of my upcoming. So I don't want to go on 10, 20, 30 minutes about where to find me on Gab and where to find me. You're all adults. All right. I got respect for you. I got faith in you. Look in the description section below. That's where all of our social media is. That's where all the places you can come find us to watch, to listen. That's where it is. Go there, find your favorite flavor, pick your poison, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. If you need a different place, if you don't know where to find me, if you got a different way of listening and you're curious, email me, jameslane@AmericanReveille.com. We could always use your help if you want to donate. That's down below too. And of course, please visit the sponsor of this episode, Ancient Life Oil. I have the bottle here with me because I actually use the product. I don't put anything on here that I don't use myself. It is 100% CBD oil. It's fantastic. If you take CBD oil, you obviously know its benefits. You can go to ancientlifeoil.com, ANCIENT, lifeoil.com. Use promo code JAMES, JAMES, get free shipping and handling. This stuff is awesome. You really, really should try it out, folks. Joe Biden's a piece of crap. He may be the president, whether he won it legitimately or not. All right. He did swear in, so I have to call him that. He is, right? But at the same time, he's like the puppet president. He's a senile, demented president. He's a liberal hack. He is a mind control. He is a puppet of the radical left. Look into those dark, dead eyes, lifeless eyes, like a doll's eyes. He literally has the eyes of a great white shark. I bet when he hears about things that happen, terrible things that happen, I bet Joe Biden, when he hears about the horrible shootings that occur in Chicago, his eyes roll back into his head and they roll over white and he makes these he feels reinvigorated from the death, the destruction, the horrible things that happen in minority communities and in poor communities across this country. It's not just minority communities. Stop talking about just one place. There are plenty of poor, trash, freaking destitute, drunk, homeless, fucked up white people across this country, living just as crappy as everybody else. Everybody has dregs from every race. It doesn't matter what color you are. Enough with the equity, enough with the critical race theory. Shut up, close your mouth about it, and go sit down. I'm done. I'm done with your privilege. I'm done with your crap. The left is full of it. It's full of it. And their puppet leader is full of it too. Joe Biden. Terrorism from white supremacy, the most lethal threat to the homeland. Obviously, you see where this episode is going. All right. Obviously, if you need to go take a Xanax, go take a Xanax. I'll give you a couple seconds. All right. You good? All right. I hope you had them on hand in a Pez dispenser. President Joe Biden asserted Tuesday that terrorism from white supremacy was the most lethal threat facing the United States. Folks, you wanted the Great Reset? It's here. Puppet of the Great Reset right here. President Joe Biden, the most lethal threat is white supremacy. Listen, all right, screw white supremacist, KKK, neo-Nazi people, all that. I don't care about them at all. I don't. I really don't care about those people. I like what the Proud Boys have to say, all right, about being an American supremacist. I like that idea for some people. Listen, everybody has the right to live whatever way they want to live in this country as long as they're not hurting anybody. I am libertarian in that sense. I don't know if anybody's ever heard anybody say it like this before, but I'm socially libertarian in a lot of ways, a little socially conservative, and I'm very fiscally conservative, all right? I'm not a social liberal. I'm more of a social libertarian, right? I don't really care what you do with your life, but keep it off my lawn, right? Just keep it off my lawn, out of my face, out of my kids' schools, out of all that crap. Let the kids figure their crap out when they're over 18, all right? Leave the kids alone and do your own crap wherever you want to do it. That's how I like to live my life. You might be a little more conservative than me, and that's your right. I respect that. I respect everybody. But when you tread on me, when you tread on my rights, when you screw with me, when you lump me in a category because of the color of my skin, I have a problem, ladies and gentlemen, and you should too. There should be protests right now, all right? Protests, thousands and thousands and thousands of people from the white community, from the poor white communities, just as poor as any other minority community, should be out there with signs, all right? They should be marching too. I'm not saying they should be marching for themselves. They should be marching and inviting everybody else for unity, for actual unity, actual equality, the thing we've been striving for since Dr. Martin Luther King, and the thing that the Marxist shill Joe Biden is tearing down with every Marxist speech he makes. All right. Karl Marx was a waste of life that had crappy ideas. I said it. You Marxists can kiss my ass. President Joe Biden, he said that white supremacist terrorism was the most lethal threat to this country. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most lethal threats to this country is abortion. And we're going to get to that. But I need to go through this article. We need to talk and tear this down. We need to go through another article, talk and tear that down. And then we're going to bring the creme de la, I can't even say it right. The creme de la, I did it again. The creme de la creme is coming right here, right next. We'll get to the main chunk of the story. All right, guys, Biden spoke about the threat of white supremacy during a speech in Tulsa, marking the 100th anniversary of the 1921 race massacre in the Greenwood neighborhood. So what they're doing here, right, is they're attaching their narrative to actual history that happened. You see, this is how Marxists do it. They take real history, then they put their own warped, twisted crap in there, and they merge them together. Because psychologically, you can't have one without the other. If you deny one, you deny the other. So if he goes to the Holocaust Museum and says equity is the only thing that'll save the Jews, well, if you say that's wrong, in people's minds, you're also saying the Holocaust Museum is wrong. Like they literally, it's one of the most basic tricks in the book. All right. It's one of the most basic cons in the book. It's a con. All right, they're manipulating the English language. Quote, according to the intelligence community, terrorism from white supremacy is the most lethal threat to the homeland today, Biden said. Not ISIS, not Al-Qaeda, white supremacists. I don't know when the last time I saw a white supremacist mass shooting was. Do you? All right. I don't know when the last time I saw a lynching was. If I did, I would want all of the people that did it to be executed. All right. Seriously, if a bunch of white supremacists went out there and started lynching people, I would say execute every single one of them. All right. This isn't anything against any community. What this is me saying you're all ridiculous. Stop putting yourselves into groups. That's actual racism. And let's come back to the table. Everybody's being a nincompoop. I can't believe I used that word, nincompoop. Biden was likely referring to a statement from acting U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf, who told members of Congress that white supremacy was the most persistent and lethal threat to the United States in September 2020. In October 2020, DHS released a report showing that white supremacist extremism accounted for more fatal attacks than any other domestic violent extremist group since 2018. All right, I'd like to see actual data that compares that to actual violence. Because if we're talking about extremist groups versus extremist group attacks are rare. All right. So if one extremist group attack happens per year, which it doesn't because they don't classify BLM and Antifa as extremist groups. All right. So who are they talking? Like they have white supremacists and Al-Qaeda. Okay. Well, you need to put BLM in there, all right? And yeah, I get it. There are some sects of BLM that are like peaceful marchers that don't understand that in other parts of the country, BLM murders people. They don't get that, all right? In their little walk of the world, in their middle-class money neighborhood and up, they're marching around like peace, 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 unity, unity, unity. They have no idea. But on the streets of Minneapolis, on the streets of Portland, on the streets of Houston, they did stuff in Houston last year, Los Angeles, New York, people get murdered. Seattle, buildings burned down. They find burnt buildings. In Chaz, people were getting raped. People were getting murdered. Kids were getting murdered, ladies and gentlemen. And none of that's on there. None of that's on there. I'm not defending white supremacists. Let them burn. I don't care. What I'm defending is everybody who's against the left getting lumped into a group. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to impose racism against poor people. All right? Poor people. At the end of the day, this is going to hurt poor people and enrich rich leftists. That's what they are doing. Biden revisited the massacre of the black community in Tulsa to show the long history of white supremacists in the country, comparing it to the clash between the protesters in Charlottesville. Hey, most white people, all right? Like, hey, my family came here in like 1900. I didn't build this freaking country. I have an immigrant background. A ton of people do, all right? You need to stop looking at skin color, lefties. You need to stop looking at skin color. But even the people that were here before that, even the people that were here since the founding of this country, since whenever they got here, whoever had a role in anything, have nothing to do with the past. If your great-grandpappy's grandpappy owned slaves, you have nothing to do with that. All right? I bet you $1,000 you could go find white people whose grandparents owned slaves who are in interracial marriages right now. In loving, beautiful interracial marriage. So what are you talking about? It's all garbage. It's all garbage. They're taking a horrible incident that happened once upon a time, all right, that shouldn't be forgotten, all right, that the black community should remember. The black community should have pride in their history and should feel good. And just as the white community should, just as every community, and we all come to the table with all of our beautiful differences and we share them with each other and make a community, an American community. That's what this country's all about. So damn Joe Biden for going to a historical site where something horrifying happened and then remembering it by cursing this country today and inciting violence and race problems and tensions today. That's what he's doing. Joe Biden's a master racist, all right? He's a student of a racist, all right? The KKK member, I even forgot it. I'm so pissed off. I forgot the guy's name. You know who I'm talking about. It was the guy he admired, his mentor, all right? He was a racist, literally. This guy made a crime bill that put tons of African-American people in jail. So what are you talking about, Joe Biden? What are you talking about? You're the biggest white supremacist there. That's the joke. That's the irony. If the comedian from The Watchmen was here and he was laughing and going, oh, it's all a joke. Life's all a joke. That's a joke. You want to talk about irony? The biggest racist in this country right now is the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden. That is irony, and it's sick, it's twisted, and people aren't seeing it. Wake up. It said what happened in Greenwood was an act of hate and domestic terrorism. Yeah, it was. With a through line that exists today. Why? Why would you do that, Joe? Why would you spread hate in America when we need peace and unity the most, Joe? Why? Just close your eyes. Oh, he's telling you to remember, to imagine. I'm sweating like a whore in church. Just close your eyes and remember that what you saw in Charlottesville 4 years ago on television. He's stoking up painful memories for people. Like seriously. Seriously, this guy is a giant piece of crap. The racists realize that if they hide their racism in something else, they can seriously go back to segregation and live in their freaking racist-ass segregated communities in their gated castles away from all of us. It's not just black people. It's all poor people. Everybody that makes less than six figure, we're all in the same boat together, guys. Don't think if you make $90K a year right now and you think you're safe, you're secure, everything's good, don't think for 1 minute that you're okay. You're going to blink and this economy's going to be in the shitter. And then what are you going to do? I hope you got your money in cryptocurrency. I hope you got some stuff floating around in the Clue coin, the Safe Moon, and the Dogecoin, because the dollar don't look too good, ladies and gentlemen. And you can thank Mr. Biden, the racist America hater. All right. He is the number one hater of America. That is what we are dealing with. All right. And it goes even further. All right. There's more. Young black entrepreneurs don't have lawyers or accountants to succeed. Oh, you can't do it your own, huh? I don't have lawyers or accountants. All right. I don't. I'm sweating my ass off in a second bedroom in an apartment with no air conditioning right now to put this out there. And there's tons of African-American young men and women that bust their ass as hard, if not harder than me. So what do you mean they can't succeed? They don't have lawyers or accountants. I'm sorry, Joey, that you were born to a rich family and have always had lawyers and accountants. How many of you have lawyers and accountants for your business actions, huh? How many of you are entrepreneurs? All right, I might have this American Reveille LLC. I also work, all right? I also have another job. I work for somebody. I'm not like making millions of dollars here. I'm trying to make something happen and get the word out, get the message out, bring in something big so we can make a movement spread across this country, turn the American Reveille into something special. All right, but that takes hard work. And there are plenty of people that put their elbow grease into everything they do in all communities, including the black community, Joe. So what are you talking about? They don't have lawyers or accountants. What do you mean? They don't have lawyers or accountants. Let's read this. President Joe Biden argued that black entrepreneurs needed more assistance from the federal government because many didn't have accountants or lawyers. What? Does that mean I could get federal assistance for my 36 years of my life? What the He is hurting the black community. That's what you have to understand. I'm not mad because I'm saying it's not fair. I'm a white person. All right. I don't care about that. I've never cared about what was fair, what wasn't fair. I don't give a shit about what somebody else has. All right. This is my journey. It's me. It's God. All right. I hope he gives me the clarity and I'm going to bust my ass to get where I need to go. That's all it is. All right. And you can say that that's some CRT privilege crap all day because I don't accept your notion, lefties. I don't accept that as reality. So I don't care. You could say whatever you'd like about me. I don't care. What I care about are left-wing rich people disguising their racist policies that hurt black people as something good and against white people. That's the problem. That's called divide and conquer, ladies and gentlemen. Divide and conquer. President Joe Biden argued that black entrepreneurs needed more assistance and from the federal government because many did not have accountants or lawyers. The data shows young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance, just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. All right. But they don't have lawyers. They don't have accountants, but they have great ideas. Biden said, you needed a chart for that, a-hole? You needed a chart for that? He needed a chart for that because he's never had a coworker in his life. All right. How many of you work with people on a daily basis from all over the world, all over the country, different colors, different creeds, different nationalities? We have no problems with each other. They're making up a narrative. All right. He has no clue. He's saying the data shows. You need a printout to know that black people are just as equal and capable as white people, you idiot. What the? That's called racism, ladies and gentlemen. That's called soft bigotry. The data shows young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding, given a chance, as white entrepreneurs are. But they don't have lawyers. They don't have accountants, but they have great ideas. Cool. And there's plenty of awesome black people that have awesome companies. And they've done great. Okay. You're a racist, Joe. The president spoke about black business owners during a speech recognizing the 100th anniversary of the Greenwood Race Massacre in Tulsa. Biden said he would focus more on small business loans to help black-owned businesses grow. You know what he's saying to people? He's saying, you're victims. If you vote for me, if you vote in 2022 for Democrats, we will give you free stuff to buy your vote. We won't help you grow. We won't give you the knowledge to keep this wealth in your family for generations. We won't give you the tricks and secrets that we keep from you as left-wing freaking wealthy politicians, the secrets that they keep from the black community and all poor communities on the left, the secrets of how to maintain wealth, how to get successful, how to make your family head in a certain direction, and how to keep that for generations. They don't tell any of us poor people the secrets, ladies and gentlemen. They don't. They don't have your best interest in mind. They are trying to buy you. It is called modern indentured servitude, ladies and gentlemen. Biden said he would focus more on small business loans to help Black-owned businesses grow. He announced that the federal government would use more of its purchasing power to support disadvantaged businesses, including those owned by Black and brown Americans. I have the authority to do that, Biden said. Biden also said he wanted to invest more federal research money into historically Black colleges and universities. Okay? And so Trump did that. He did that plenty. He gave them better loans. He gave them better deals. No Democrat before Trump did that. Trump as a Republican did that. And Biden, he's trying to buy that back. You see what I'm saying? To him, the Black community is a commodity that he can buy, sell, and trade. To him, they are still, you know how Joe Biden thinks. You know how I don't even want to say it because it's disgusting to say. Joe Biden's a racist, folks. This is what a real racist looks like. All right. Biden, he epitomizes, all right, a wealthy, aristocratic, left-wing racist that believes that he can manipulate you. He won't tell you to your face he's a racist. He won't tell you to your face that he's hurting you. He's going to manipulate you into eating the poison piece of pie yourself with a smile on your face and saying, thank you, sir. Can I have another as you fall over dead? That is his game, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he does. That's what he does. The reason why they don't, their students are equally able to learn and get the good paying jobs that start at $90,000 to $100,000. Let me ask you a question, guys. How many of you have ever started at a job for $90,000 a year? I'll wait. You let me know. You let me know when you find somebody from any community that started in that came from the poor community or the lower middle class community. You let me know. It's rare. It's rare, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm not dogging middle class folks. I'm not dogging people with money. I'm dogging lefties with money. All right. I'm dogging folks that live in a fantasy world because they have money. Joe Biden and his partners, all right, they all live in a fantasy world. All right. He said he promised to spend more on infrastructure in minority communities. Let's ensure access to health care, clean water, clean air, nearby grocery stores that are stocked with fresh vegetables and food. These are all things we can do. No, they're not things you can do because your policies destroy neighborhoods, Joe Biden. They're not things you can do. You can't do it. You can't build in a poor neighborhood when people don't want to invest in poor neighborhoods. You need to put police in those neighborhoods. Get the crime out of those neighborhoods. Give good deals to people with money who want to invest and beautify those neighborhoods and bring money in to create jobs for those neighborhoods. And then the vegetables stay on the shelf. And then the walls don't get spray painted. The windows don't get broken. This is how it works. But you've built the ghettos, Joe. Your party built the ghettos. Say it out loud. It's true. The Democrat Party built the ghettos, ladies and gentlemen. This can all be fixed. The White House did not respond to a request from Breitbart News to provide the data that Biden cited during the speech. Of course they didn't. Guys, this is about to get real controversial, but this is the real truth. All right, folks, the real truth is that Biden, is that Democrats, is that the policies that have built these poor Democrat neighborhoods, all right, they corral people. All right. I want you to think of the Matrix. I want you to think of all those pods with people where they say human beings are no longer born. They're grown. If I had a producer, there would be a lightning strike right here, but I don't, and I'm not going to mark this down to come and edit it later. What I am going to tell you, though, is that I want you to imagine policies that corral poor people into zoned areas, all right, and then policies that are made to suck the money out of them, all right, to suck the life out of them, to suck and destroy the family structure. All right. And this isn't just black people. All right. There are plenty of places across this country where it's done in poor white communities, too. All right. It's not just black people. There's minorities everywhere. All right. And even, I'm not even going to say minorities. I'm going to just say freaking real poor people, like really poor ass people that make less than $30,000 a year in this country. Anybody in that category, you can't live in certain areas. And I'm not saying you should live in other areas, because how can you go and afford that either? What I am saying is there's no pathway out when the only pathway is here's a bunch of free stuff. They give no opportunities to people, and then they make policies that destroy their lives, all to buy a vote every 2 to 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. Overlooked a tragedy. The overlooked tragedy for Black Americans, folks, is abortion. It's abortion. The left likes to play the women's rights game. The left likes to play it's medical. They like to play everybody should have a choice and da-da-da. It's not about that. It's not about that. All right, it's about statistical facts that show what harms people, harms families. They show what makes up successful families, and that is what the left is trying to tear down with their critical race theory. They're trying to say hard work. They're trying to say the nuclear family. They're trying to say that all the things that would help the communities that are suffering the most from policies that are enacted by people like Joe Biden, they're trying to say that it's racist. All right. They're trying to say, no, you can't go over there. It's literally like saying you can't touch. If you step on the crack, you'll break your mother's back. You can't. It's literally like old school hysteria. They're pointing over. All right. They're pointing over to you can't go to their policies. No, their policies will you'll burn in hell. I mean, it's literally the same concept as religion. That's what the left is pushing. All right. The real threat to this country, the real threat to the African American community is abortion. And we're going to talk about that right now. During February, we're reading, which is Black History Month. It's a good time to look upon the triumphs and tragedies, excuse me. I'm reading fast. I'm a little, like I said, look at me. I'm glistening. I'm all wet. During February, which is Black History Month, it's a good time to look up the triumphs and tragedies in African American history. Movies like Harriet Tell of Heroes of the Underground Railroad and the struggle against slavery. It's good to honor those stories. There is, though, however, one tragedy of the African American community that's often overlooked: the tragedy of legalized abortion. Abortion impacts African Americans at a higher rate than any other population group. In 2011, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention released an abortion surveillance report. According to that year, Black women make up 14% of the childbearing population, yet 36% of all abortions in the country were obtained by Black women. That's not empowering. That doesn't make you an independent woman. That's not what this is. All right. They sell that to people that don't live in the ghetto. They sell that to people that are ignorant around the country. All right. It's literally to harm these families. That's why the left keeps it in there. That's why they push it on people. All right. That is exactly why. At a ratio of 474 abortions per 1,000 lives, that's 474 murders per 1,000 births. Black women have the highest ratio of any group in the country. When you use those percentages, it indicates that over 44 million abortions have occurred since the 1973 Roe v. Wade Supreme Court ruling. 19 million Black babies were aborted. All right. 19 million dead kids since then because of Democrat policies, ladies and gentlemen. When you use those percentages, excuse me, let me go down there. White women are 5 times less likely to have an abortion than Black women. Perhaps that's a matter of availability. All right. This isn't a matter of money. This isn't a matter of better living situation. It's a matter of availability. Are you ready for this? This is a fact. This is the truth. Joe Biden doesn't come with facts. I come with facts, ladies and gentlemen. A study by Protecting Black Lives in 2012 found that 79% of Planned Parenthood surgical abortion facilities were located within walking distance of minority communities, ladies and gentlemen. That is planned. That's called making money. All right. That is what that is. I have an MBA. All right. I know what strategically locating businesses does. I know what that's for. That's so Planned Parenthood can make their money. You know how Planned Parenthood makes their money, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have to get into it. In the past, we criticized the tobacco industry for targeting young people with their advertising. Recently, the nicotine vape industry has been criticized for similar practices. The prevalence of abortion providers in African American and Hispanic neighborhoods indicates the abortion industry is targeting as well. It smacks of the eugenics-linked past of Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger and her views of contraception and abortion as ways of diminishing the black population. That's another fact. The creator of Planned Parenthood literally dreamt up of this to reduce the population of black folks in the black community because she was a racist like Joe Biden. Dun, 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 dun. That's how this works. It's common sense, ladies and gentlemen. You put 2 and 2 together and it makes a fact. That's how it works, folks, especially when it's backed up with real data. The impacts on our black communities are hard to fathom, according to the Guttmacher Institute, which generally supports abortion. In 2011, 360,000 black babies were aborted. CDC statistics for 2011 show that 287,072 black deaths occurred from all other causes excluding abortion. By these numbers, abortion is the leading cause of death among black people. Do I have to say that again? Abortion is the leading cause of death among black people. Look, this stuff gets kind of gross and gory, and it says there's a lot of stuff in here that's kind of graphic, and I don't want to really go too much further with it. All right. I have daughters. I don't like to talk about abortion and think about abortion. I wanted to put this fact out here. Okay. I wanted to show you what people like Joe Biden are into. I wanted to show you what the real threat to this country is. I wanted to show you what the lefts, what the radicals, what they do to tear us apart. All right. What they do to tear at the fabric of this country and destroy our bonds. All right. As brothers and sisters across this nation, we have more in common with each other than everybody else. And don't you forget that. All right, guys, do me a favor. Like I said before, I want you to follow along. I need your help, guys. I really, really do. If you want to find me anywhere, you go in the description section below. All of my social media, all of the video places, everything is there. The newsletter's there. How to donate is there. We could use your help, and we greatly, greatly appreciate it. Make sure to check out the sponsor, Ancient Life Oil. That's ancientlifeoil.com. Promo code James gets you free shipping and handling on their amazing, amazing CBD products, folks. I want to thank you so much. I've got to go de-stress and deflate and towel the hell off. And I'll see you on episode 153 of the American Reveille Podcast. Bye. Let me get your attention for a second. I want to tell you about something. I want to share something with you that's very near and dear to me. All right, guys? I have joint pain. I'm sure it's no secret by now, all right? I have joint pain, I have hip pain, I have elbow pain, I have inflammation, all right? I get stressed out. I'm going through so much political news doing this podcast, so much. You can imagine how stressful that is, all right? How much anxiety that can cause, how many sleepless nights I have. But folks, I've been taking CBD oil for a while now, all right, for a while now, and it's fantastic. And a while ago, just a little while ago, I came across Ancient Life Oil, all right, and I got it from ancientlifeoil.com, and this stuff is fantastic, all right. It's the best source, the best and most trusted source for CBD oil in the United States. It's 100% pure, it's 100% THC free, no psychoactive effects, no high, nothing like that, just pure CBD, pure relief from all of those issues, relief from sleeplessness, relief from anxiety, relief from stress, from inflammation, right? Relief from joint pain, relief from all of these things that could really hinder your daily life, your daily activities, really put you in a bad place. This stuff lifts your mood up. It's fantastic. All right, it's legal in all 50 states. People are really experiencing wonderful change in their life, basically doing something that people have been doing for thousands of years, guys. If you head to ancientlifeoil.com, ancientlifeoil.com, the same place I went All right, the same place I went to get the stuff. You can go on there, use promo code James, James, at ancientlifeoil.com, ANCIENT, Life Oil, ANCIENT, lifeoil.com, promo code James, James, promo code James. Free shipping and delivery, folks. Free shipping and delivery. Guys, this is a great product. You are missing out if you need to do CBD and you're just not doing it for some reason, guys. I don't know what's stopping you anymore. It's 2021. Folks, if you want relief from these issues, you want to do it in a natural way without taking medications, you want to do it in a way that's helpful. I have found CBD oil to be very beneficial, and I believe it will be very beneficial for you as well. So one more time, ancientlifeoil.com, ANCIENT, lifeoil.com, promo code James, free shipping and delivery, folks. Give it a shot. I really, really know it'll make you a believer just like I am. All right, folks, let's get back to the show.